you could join a Mastodon server. Another way to go about Mastodon is to create your own server. Not only did I create this Mastodon to act as my own personal Mastodon server, but a place for myself, my friends, my colleagues, the people that I know. Today, I'd like to show you how to create your own server. Step number one is to get a domain. And everybody needs a domain. If you're going to start a new Mastodon server, you need a domain. For me, I chose to purchase one. Because most domains, on Google domains anyway, and there's other domain services out there, but this is my favorite. Domains are as cheap as $12 a year. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use, at least I'm going to use, a domain that I already own, but don't use. Just waiting for it to expire, I guess. voicemotostudio.com. voicemotostudio.com used to be the URL for my online education voice acting studio. But since rebranding to Studio NPC, Voice Moto Studio has become irrelevant and obscure. So perfect. I'll use it to show you. Once you have purchased a domain, step number 2 is to go over and head over to digitalocean.com. digitalocean.com. This is where I have my server and many other people as well. On DigitalOcean, sign up. And if you could, sign up, and I advise it. If you would sign up using my referral link down below, as well as somewhere in this video, you're going to get $200 of credit to start with. So that you can, for 60 days, for 2 months, so that you can get a full Mastodon experience for 2 months at least, that are completely free. And after you go through verification, credit card, email verification, and stuff like that, you'll eventually end up in this place right here. What I'm gonna do is simply get rid of this banner there and click on Get Started with a Droplet. And as it goes through, gives you this option. I'm in Los Angeles, so San Francisco is the closest server that I have, which is fine. And as we scroll down, I'm going to go ahead and click on this marketplace right here, this marketplace. And clicking on that gives you a bunch of things that you can install and whatnot. And in the search keyword side, I'm going to type in Mastodon. And there it is. And once you have that, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. It says $56 a month. Don't worry. We're going to stay on basic. And then as we come down to CPU options, we're going to go with regular with SSD. And this is the option that I have for my server, the $12 a month server option. And it's hosting 56 users so far, very healthily. No issues, no lag, no nothing. So I think this might be a good option if you are indeed running it on for your own self, and maybe your closest, maybe 100 or 50 of your closest friends that you like to host for. Additional storage. This one comes with a 50 gigabyte SSD disk. Right off the get-go, I purchased a 100 gig additional storage, and the way they put it here is that these additional storage, consider them like a flash drive that you plug into a computer, and the additional storage that you purchase is customizable and expandable at any time. So if I need additional storage, I'm going to come back here and increase the size. We'll choose automatically format and mount, and so it's all there. And I'm going to go with password, precisely because it's going to be just me, or just myself and my closest friends. And should it, if you have the capacity and the technical know-how to work on SSH key, yeah, great. Password is, I think it's okay. And this machine will be destroyed after I'm done with this demonstration anyway, so it's okay. I'm gonna go with June Yoon password 123 cannot end with the number of sexual on 123 LA. There we go. I better remember that. Let me copy and paste that into here. And metric and monitoring, it's free because why not, I guess. Backups, you will need backups, I think. And it's $2.40 if you want, but it's completely up to you. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. And my total will come out to $24 a month with all the stuff that's here. Of course, if you're doing it for yourself only and you're just one person, then you can probably negate or delete the additional storage. Anyway, let's create a droplet. And it's creating the droplet or the virtual computer on this server, of course. And you have your machine up and running. There you go. The first thing we're going to do is click on this triple dot here and add a domain. I know that my domain is called voicemotostudio.com or whatever your domain is, and we're going to add. And this is the only machine that you have, so it's pre-filled for you. And here we are, voicemotostudio.com, and here is the domain page. The thing that we need to worry about is these three right here. The information that's being shown here, we're going to utilize this in the domain service that we have. So if we flick over to my domain, on Google Domains, this is how you do it. On your own domain provider, wherever it may be, there will be the same thing, but just in a different place, I would imagine. DNS is the thing that you want to go to, and custom name servers. Custom name servers, and we're going to switch to these settings. We got to add them first. Okay, we're going to add them first. Let's switch back to this. We're going to simply copy and paste these into the domain. So in here, ns DigitalOcean.1 and that one, and then we're going to go ns2, and we're going to add one more and say ns3 and save. And then it says custom name servers have been set up, but they're not in use. So we're going to switch to these settings. And then these DNS settings are active. Changes are published immediately, but may take time to propagate, and it will. And as we come back to our dashboard, what we need to do also is to go over to this place called Send in Blue. I've already signed up for it, and I'd like you to sign up for it. Click on sign up, go through the process. It's free, don't worry, and get through the process, and this is where you'll end up. And you'll choose the $0 a month, 300 emails a day, continue the free plan, because it's free. Mailgun is the other alternative, and that one costs $35 a month. So I think going with a free, especially if you're a solo user on your own server, you're not going to be using 300 emails a day. You're just not. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And we come to the dashboard for Send in Blue. And I don't need all of this. I'm going to skip all of that. There you go. Pa-pa! Let's head over to settings on the left side, and then we're going to click on your senders and domains. Configure. And what that's going to do, and domains. And what that's going to do is add our first domain. And what are we going to add? voicemotostudio.com. Our domain, the domain that you got, right? And save. And here they are. And you'll notice that these codes and these things look very intimidating. Don't worry. One by one, just like the name servers, it's a simple copy and paste operation. So the first thing is this. We need the Send in Blue domain verification. And the type you'll see is a TXT. So flip over to the Mastodon, your DigitalOcean. Click on your domains again. We're going to click on TXT. The same TXT that's here. TXT, right? And this value, paste TXT string here, this value is this value. It says value. So copy and paste. Hostname. Hostname is just voicemotostudio.com. Nothing in front or after. So simply @ and you see how it just says voicemotostudio.com. If you type something in beforehand, it's something 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 dot voicemotostudio.com, like a subdomain, if you will. But since we're just using a regular domain that we purchased, it'll just be an @ and we'll create the record. Perfect. That's one done. Paste the text string here. So we're gonna go ahead and copy all of this and paste. And on the host name, this one's a little bit different, isn't it? We want to go all the way up to voicemotostudio.com. So we'll just copy that section right before the dot there. Copy. And we'll paste it. So that the resulting address, if you will, mail._domain_key.voicemotostudio.com is what's shown here. Right? And we'll create that record. And the last one is another text. Nice and easy. We'll just stay where we are. And this is the value. So copy, same thing, and paste the value there. And the domain, again, is the same regular domain. So this one gets an @ and create the record. And now we have the NS records that came with the creation of the domain on DigitalOcean, and the 3 TXT records that we just entered. And because it's all here now, and the same information has been inputted, we should be able to verify and authenticate. This one verified, but the other two didn't. Probably, like, how does one pass and not the other one? It's propagating, right? It's just propagating. Literal 2 minutes have gone by, and here we are. So the domain is successfully authenticated. Huzzah. Very, very good. Now we can go back. And after the domain has been successfully done, let's go to sender. Sender is gonna see. Senders is what your users will see. I initially entered my original email address here, but I'm gonna go ahead and add a sender, and I'm gonna say maybe notifications, or postmaster, or no reply, whatever name that you want this email to for the name to be. And maybe my email is notifications@voicemotostudio.com. So that when users sign up, they get this confirmation email from notification@voicemotostudio.com, or when they need to reset their passwords, or they receive a notification of some kind, maybe. All of that will come from this address that you'll set. And save. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete the other one. I can delete the other one. Delete the sender. And there you go. Now that the only sender here is the official sending email address for your server. And senders and domains, that's really all you need to do here, which is good. All right, so now that the domain is set up and the email service is set up, now finally it's time to get into your machine and configure Mastodon. Let's do it. Simply click back onto the dashboard by clicking on this thing here on the project, and the 3 triple dots here. Now that we've added a domain, we'll go this time to access console. Let's access the console. Bing. Great, thank you very much. And we're gonna log in as root as we need to, and we're gonna launch the droplet console. Here we go. And that's gonna bring up this other window. Let me move it over here so that my video is not covering it. How about right there? Welcome to Mastodon. It's already installed and it's ready to go. Look at that, right? And once you click on Access Console, and as it accesses the console for the first time, it's going to take you through the setup process. Here we go. The first thing it's asking for is a domain name. We know what that is. voicemotostudio.com. voicemotostudio.com. And enter. Do you want to store user-uploaded files on the cloud? If you're using an AWS or some other storage solution, then you will want to say yes to this one and then enter in the details of that remote cloud storage solution into this system. Since we're using a local storage solution, we're going to say no. SMTP server. What? This, don't worry. We're going to simply flip back to send in blue, which is our email. We're going to click on transactional up here. Transactional. And that's going to show us all the SMTP settings that we'll need. And here is the configuration details. SMTP settings is what we're looking for. The server is this. So we're going to copy this address and flip back to the console and paste. Enter. SMTP port. Well, it's 587 because it says port 587. And as suggested here, 587. Enter. SMTP username. Well, it says right here, login is going to be our username. I'm going to use my email address there, my personal one. The one that I made, the one that I used to create the sendinblue.com with. And paste. And then SMTP password. Well, that's also right here. Copy. And paste. And even when you paste, it's not going to show because security, right? Just hit enter. It says SMTP authentication. You want to type plain. Ooh, spell it correctly. Plain. And SMTP OpenSSL verify mode is none. Say none. Email address to send emails from. Notifications. And I'm just going to copy and paste this whole thing. Why am I typing it? Letter by letter. Notifications at voicemodelstudio.com and hit enter. Send a test email with this configuration right now? Absolutely. And send the test email to, let's send it to me, at juneyoon.actor. Enter. And great, saving this configuration and booting up Mastodon. Huzzah! And while it's booting up, I should be receiving a test email from the Mastodon server. And lo and behold, here it is. From notifications at voicemodelstudio.com, it works. Huzzah! Right? So we can verify, indeed, the settings are correct, and the email notifications and the email system is working. That's good. Oh, and while we're checking, this thing came up. It is time to create an admin account that you'll be able to use from the browser. Perfect. Username, admin. And this admin name will be the name at your Mastodon server. I'm going to utilize June. It's what I use on my mastodon.actor account. Just simply June. Or it can be whatever you want it to be. But username of the Mastodon admin user that you will be. That name goes here. Email. I'm going to use my email address. Well, actually, I'll just use the one that I logged in with. That'll make it easier and simpler. And this one becomes very important. You can log in with the password, this password. You will want to copy this and save it somewhere else. And then the web interface should be momentarily accessible via the same website address. Great. Now it's all set up. And then the next step, as a side, if you will, is to create the SSL certificate. Without the SSL certificate, every browser in every computer is going to think that your website is not encrypted, is unsecure. So you will want an SSL certificate. And thankfully, it's baked into the process right here and right now, which is good. Let's see. Enter email address. And I'm going to go ahead use the same one that I used to create the Sendinblue and this account here. And would you be willing to share your email address with the You can for additional benefits, receiving notifications. If you wanna pitch in your data to help everybody, completely up to you. I'm gonna say no because it's a temporary thing. I'm not gonna be on this, right? Yay! Setup is complete. Log in at https.voicemotostudio.com. Well, shall we? And I'm going to go ahead and come to this window and open up a new tab and say voicemotostudio.com. Because my name server settings on my domain are correct, emails are sending correctly, I should be able to hit enter and arrive at a server. Oh, we're sorry, but something went wrong on our end. Of course you're going to see this as the data propagates. So let's give it a few minutes and see what happens. Like literal 10 seconds went by. 10 seconds went by. And here we are. We have a server up. Let's go ahead and log in. We know we used the email address that we know, which is this, and the password that we copied and pasted into this other document, the long one, right? And then we'll log in. And here we are. We are logged in as June, and all the notification, all the Google things, right? Here we are. And now you have a server. And simply, let's head on over to Edit Profile. And you should be able to upload data, right? So avatar, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on on here and get into this folder, and put up my picture there, and save changes. And certainly, it sure looks like it was successful. And as I click on my profile, and there's my picture. There you go. And I have my server, June at voicemotostudio.com. So successfully created my own server. And as I interact with other Mastodon users across the web, I can do so. And as I interact with them, follow them, so on and so forth, their feeds will come into my home screen. Right now, it's just me, so there's nothing there, you know. But if this is your own server and you're the only one there, or your close friends are the only ones there, then it really shouldn't be an issue, right? Preferences and get you down to moderation and administration tools. You'll explore through all of this, I'm sure. Define server rules if you'd like. Site settings is where you'll first want to go and change this to nobody can sign up and save changes. Oh gosh. Contact username, you're the user, and the email address that you used will have to be in there, and you'll save changes. And now, registration mode, nobody can sign up. And if I use a different browser, it should say it's not accepting any new members, which is good, which means nobody else can sign up. Moderation, and then invites. Kind of like Discord, if you will. No limit, never expire. Invite to follow my account and generate a link. And simply this invitation is simply all they need for them to create an account now. Invited by you. So you can definitely procure your list of users on your server and run it as such. And if the server is filled with people that you trust, and friends and family, colleagues, however you decide your server is going to operate and who's going to populate your server, it's all up to you because you're the admin. And congratulations, you have now a server for the cost of $12 a year for the domain, and what did we say? 24 bucks. 24 bucks a month or so for this setup. If you're a solo person and you just need the basic machine to run it, I'd imagine then it's $12 for the computer by itself. So is 12 bucks a month worth it for you to have your own server? You decide, and you gotta answer that for yourself, of course. But should you and 10 of your friends decide to pitch in and everybody pays $2.40 or $1.20 a month, it starts to make sense, right? I hope this helps you, and simply follow through the process and feel free to modify and change as necessary. And I wish you luck. Please drop me a follow at June at mastodon.actor. or get in touch if you have any questions or if I can assist in some way. Thanks for watching the video and have a good day.